right. So this week we've been focusing mostly on the upgrades to the AMS plan, which is our previously called VoIP plan. I will show you one feature that's only on the AMS plan, but for the most part, today's session is actually something that people on the basic plan and the AMS plan will have access to. The first thing that I will show is that we now have goal reports on the AMS plan. Oh wait, on the dashboard. So on the dashboard, you can now do goal reports as well. So this is pulling from saved reports, and then you set a goal. So the monthly sales goal, and then how many you've actually hit so far, and what your percentage is towards your goal. That's sales per agent. So right now I am losing the month. So if I go down to reports and I go to saved reports, I won't exactly show you how to build out a saved report, but what you would do is go here to the report. Once you've built it, you'll hit manage goal, and then you'll give it a description. You'll give it a value. So let's say I now want the goal to be increased because my agents are killing it. So now it's going to be 30 per month, and I'll update that goal. So now it's going to run that sales goal, and I'll see that there have been 3 this month. And if I go to my dashboard, I will now see that new percentage that I am at. So I'm only at 10% of my actual amount for my goal. So I just wanted to flag that as it's a new feature as of 2 days ago. So on the AMS plans, you now can hit or you can track goals in your saved reports and on your dashboard. On the dashboard, you would go to the dashboard settings in the settings section, and then you would put that report to the dashboard and determine that it's a goal chart versus a pie chart versus a report, etc. So I know that's like a little quick teaser of that. If you have any questions, do let me know at the end of this call, but I want to focus primarily on the appointment setting and scheduling. So we now have a feature that's available on our basic plans and on our AMS plans for appointment scheduling. You'll notice though that I scheduled these meetings on Calendly. That's because currently our Radius scheduler is only one-to-one meetings, as opposed to Calendly where I can do groups. So if you're doing seminars, you still want to stay with Calendly for the time being. We are working on a group option. So hopefully that will be released soon. But currently we're still using Calendly. You might still want to use them. But if you do one-on-one meetings, our calendar is included in your pricing. So it might be a good idea to check out this feature and save yourself some money. We look forward to doing that ourselves. So you go to settings, you go to appointment scheduling, then you can add as many schedules as you want. This is on the account level, but you can also do it in account my information in the client, or I'm sorry, on the agent level. So if you go to appointment scheduling here, you can set that schedule per the actual agent as opposed to, for the whole group. But let me go into the account settings again, into the settings, and then appointment scheduling. You'll also notice that we've got appointment reminders and appointment outcomes. We will cover that in a moment. So appointment scheduling, let's add a new schedule. Let's say that this is a 45-minute meeting. I'll set the category to appointment. This category is really important because it's going to enable appointment outcomes if you want them. And then also it will generate the appointment reminders. So you want this to be specific. Also, if you speak multiple languages in your office, you might have one where it's like appointment English, appointment Spanish. So that way the messaging for that appointment goes out in the right language. And I'll show you how you can edit those categories shortly. So you set when you want the appointments to be between. Maybe I don't work on Thursdays. And then I have a number of days that the leader client can schedule in advance. During AEP, I might go in here and edit this so that way it's 30 days rather than 14, but for the most part, 2 weeks in advance is enough for me. Days before first appointment, if you leave it at 0, they can book on the same day. I don't love that because if they book at 7 a.m. in the morning and I'm just getting started at 8 a.m., I do not want to have that meeting. So I would do 1 day before. And then I'm going to say that this is my calendar link is going to be Danielle personal, or not personal, but Danielle for myself. And then my sales blurb can be something about the kind of appointment or who I am as an agent. I'm the best ever. And then the instructions can be something to the effect of, I will call you at the appointment time. Please look out for confirmation emails and texts from me at, and then whatever the email address is. The confirmation thank you page. We have a landing pages option now that you can then grab a landing page URL. You can also have it be a URL that you've already created on your own website. But let's say it's this meeting confirmation landing page. I'll just pop that in here. And then I'll say that it's just for me as a user and submit that settings. So now when a lead or a client goes to my schedule, I'll have it come in at this time. So if this is a new person, and he's never been in our system before, the system will create him as a new lead. This is really helpful, especially if you're doing like Facebook marketing or website marketing. So that way you can just have it and have that appointment scheduler directly on your site or on your ad. And then they are created as a lead in the system. I want a family life plan, whatever, create appointment. Then they will get this confirmation page that you created. You can see that it's got some text, email, I'm sorry, not email, image, and then you can even put in a video. So that way, you know, if you want them to see something. This is a terrible layout, but I will show you where that lives so you can edit that in a moment. But let's look and see how that lead came in. So here's Harry. He was assigned to me because my schedule was open at the time that he selected. And it says here that he came in as an appointment scheduling lead. It gave me that calendar event and that note. And then it already is sent out the appointment details reminder. And then here you see the text messages that I have scheduled additionally for that. Here's the appointment. You'll notice here that I've got this anticipated outcome. So if I am working on this meeting, I open up the task and then I say, great, I made that sale. And then I can actually update that and save that and say that that sale was made. So those appointment outcomes are really helpful for you if you're an agency and you want to track, you know, how those appointments are going. There's a nice report that you can check that kind of stuff out. So I'll show you that in a little bit. And then you can complete the task once you're done with it. Okay, so now let's look in settings again, and let's look at those appointment reminders. So here I already have 3 that are created. So one is for the category of appointment. And then it's for the, it's an email that goes to the record upon the creation of the task. And then I also have an appointment category text message to the record 15 minutes before the appointment, and also another one to the assigned agent. So we can add as many of these as we want per the category, or let's say oh, this is for a payment reminder. So so maybe like 3 days before the payment reminder, I send them a text message saying, hey, pay your bill. And then I send it to the record, right? So the category can be really helpful for you to get the right messaging out. Or if it's like Spanish application or Spanish appointment, then you would write it in the right language. I'll show you how to edit these task categories in a few moments here. Let's stick with the appointments. So a typical appointment reminder might be when you create it, you send an email with the appointment details email. You would include the calendar attachment, and then you would send that to the record. I would hit create after doing so, but I already have that, so I'm not going to save it. Then we could add another one. So before the reminder time, if it's like maybe a virtual meeting, I might do 15 minutes prior. I would send them a text message saying, hey, first name. So grab the snippet code down here. So that way we can autofill their first name. I'm looking forward to our meeting in 15 minutes and then I'll grab that appointment location here. And whatever else you want. And then you can send it to the record, you can send it to the assigned agent or a specific agent and hit create. Okay, so that's the reminders. Now let's look at those outcomes. You can customize them in appointment outcomes. So here I've added 3: sale made, presentation follow-up needed, presentation no sale. So to add an appointment outcome, you click add appointment outcome. And then let's say, what's another one that's needed? Declined by carrier. That's probably more of a product one, but we'll just put that in there for the sake of argument. Okay. Then you'll notice up here, there's this reminder categories, because the categories have to be associated with show appointment options to show. Because you might not necessarily want all of these to have appointment outcomes. Like an anniversary, you don't want that to have an appointment outcome. But an appointment, you do. So here we've got the description is appointment. It's a task, not a reminder. A reminder would be more like anniversary. Busy is checked, so that way you don't double book yourself. Show appointment options. Show on calendar, you can change the background color, you can change the text color. But let's add a new category. So I'm going to hit add new category. So this is going to be Spanish appointment. I'm going to change it to a task. You'll notice here, if it was a reminder, you could choose annual reminder. So for anniversary or something like that. Task, busy, show appointment options, show on calendar, background color, let's put it to this. And the text color, we'll leave it white. And create. And so now we've got a Spanish appointment that we can then utilize in those reminders to send out in the proper language. I also want to show you in reports, we now have the appointment report. So if you did want to see all of the outcomes of a series of appointments, either by the scheduler, by the agent, by the category, by the outcome, by the status, you can hit detailed report and it will show you. So here you can see what the outcomes are. You can see what the record status is, who the agent is, who the scheduler is, any notes. So that's all available for you. And then you can click into that person's file and then see more specifically the product that was sold and what's outstanding for them. I'll quickly go into the landing pages. So here's where you can build those confirmation pages. This doesn't really replace a full website, but it is helpful for things like, your scope of appointment submission and meeting confirmations. So it looks very similar to the template for email creation. So hopefully you're a little bit familiar with this. The differences are you have title and spacer because you might want space at the top of your page. So spacer is a different option than on the email templates. And then the title is just a little bit more bold text. So your appointment has been scheduled. You can add in an image, you can change the image. You can search for free photos, calendar. You can scroll through those calendars and say, I want that one. Insert. You can make it smaller or bigger. And then here I added in a please review this. So I added in another title option and I said, please review this video prior to our meeting. And then down here, I added in a video. It looks like it's embedded, but it's really just a video URL. So I pasted this URL right there. And then once you're happy with it, here I can also make this a little smaller. I think I would need to actually do rows to make it smaller. So I will add that in there. Oops. Went up to the top for some reason. Okay, so what I can then do is drag this. Let me go to my settings and make this smaller for me for a second. So I can grab this video and drag it in there for the formatting, and then I'll drag in this little title area. So that way it just looks a little bit cleaner and smaller, but up to you. You can change the line height, you can change the spacing, you can do a whole lot of stuff here. Let me do this and update. So now you've got a new landing page there. But you'll notice if you look here where it says best insurance ever pages meeting confirmation, that's why you don't necessarily want to use our landing pages as your actual website, because it's really just a landing page. Any questions? You can unmute yourself since we're a small group. I know I covered a lot, but hopefully most of this is familiar, because the only truly new feature of all of this is the reports and for the appointment reports, and then also the manage goals. No questions at all? I'm really good at this then. Probably not. It probably went very fast. So next week, we will have the hand-holding sessions for our clients. On Monday, I mentioned this at the top of the call, but on Monday, it's going to be very full. So what we've decided to do is we're going to have Clue Connors, who's the founder of Radius, and myself, we're going to do breakout sessions. So that way people get enough time on the work that they need done. So make sure you come prepared with your questions as often as you can. So that way we can really help as many people as possible and make sure that you're getting the work done that you need done. And then we can always, schedule more time and whatnot, but hopefully that will really help you as far as getting yourself really set up for just making the most out of all of these features. All right, if there are no other questions, I will stop my share. And yeah, just give me a little shout out in the help app if you need any assistance on any of these features. And we'll talk soon. Have a great day.